Everyone, and welcome to this next round of free life coaching sessions with me, Leslie Strachan. I'm a certified trainer in the success principles from the Jack Canfield Training Group and the author of The Ultimate Guide for Parents, which is how to help your kids become self-confident, happy and passionate. So if you'd like to coach your kids, please go ahead and get the book from Amazon. All right, so let's crack on. For those of you who know much about Jack Canfield, I want to tell you a bit about the man. He's a best-selling author of over 60 books and has coached thousands of people all over the world, including me when I was training as one of his trainers in the success principles. He was so successful that I decided to become a certified Jack Canfield trainer because of the power that this program had. So as we go along, pop messages in the chat, that's brilliant. Principles themselves enable you to discover your life pattern, what you want to be, what you want to have, what to do, and it prioritizes your goals. So therefore you can discover the steps that you need to take to achieve anything you want. You'll get clear on what you want versus what everybody else wants from you, which is a really great thing to do. You've also got a support system with our online life coaching community hub, which I'll put a link in the chat later. The thing is that whilst you're feeling stuck and frustrated, would you sooner rather not be stuck and frustrated? Because the experience and transformations that I see in people, like in events like this and at university and for professionals as well, it can be truly profound if you want it to. When you join our community and go on to our lifelong learning course, which is a monthly paid for subscription, you will get a free copy of the Jack Canfield book. You'll also get me as your personal coach. So we are in our new year, and today we're going to look at several things: discovering the power of responsibility. We'll come more onto that later. How to overcome limiting beliefs. We're going to look at a formula called E+R=O. We're going to look at transforming your language, which is something that we all need to do every single day, and to understand what we call yellow alerts. So first off, let's discover the power of responsibility. So taking 100% responsibility for your life is the fundamental success principle number one that you need to do to have a successful life. It's the core principle upon which everything else is based. It's designed to get you out of blaming and complaining and into consciously creating the life that you want to lead. But this can only happen if you're willing to take 100% responsibility for the results and the outcome. It's really essential to master this piece because everything else is based on this principle. So, in order to achieve complete and full self-esteem, we have to take 100% responsibility for our life. Often we fall into the trap of blaming other people or talking to other people about the problems that we're having with somebody else and never actually going to that person and addressing it. And so we become distracted by looking for the solutions to our problem outside of ourselves, asking different people instead of asking ourselves. However, it is much more profitable to look inside ourselves to see how we're creating what we're experiencing through our thoughts, our images, and behavior. And we need to then take the position that we are responsible for our own responses to the world, which then gives us more power. So if you want to have a look at more at this, there is a link in the notes to this slide about cognitive behavioral therapy, and Dr. Naima Madawi also does a lot of work on this. So go over and have a look at some CBT, which is very similar to the approach that the Canfield methodology takes. So if you're feeling red and angry, for example, So our thoughts create feelings, our feelings create behavior, and we spread that around everybody else, and everyone sort of feels that we're really angry. And it comes out in your behavior. You say the wrong things, do the wrong things, behave in a meeting completely strangely. And then that cycle just goes around. But what if we break that cycle? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? So here's our magic formula, which is the second and third area that we're going to look at. So E stands for the events in our lives, whatever happens to us. R equals the response to those events, which equals the outcomes that we experience. So if you think about what we've just talked about in the previous slide, we have events happening to us all the time, but it's how we respond to it that's the important thing. And the outcome that we get because of it is also very key. So let me tell you a little story. We all face difficult situations, and I'm no different. About 8 years ago, I was included in a restructuring program at a university, and I lost my job. My response was to blame management, my colleagues. I got cross, I got angry, and everyone else was to blame. It actually wasn't my fault. It was just a kind of strategic decision that the university made. The outcome was I felt angry, I felt useless, I had no control of my life, and I was demoralized. And then I thought, oh, okay, what can I do now? So I thought about my responses and decided to take back control and move forward. So I decided to apply for voluntary severance anyway, and crossed my palms with a little bit of silver, went off and resurrected my self-employed contractor basis. So where am I now? I did take severance, restarted the business, and now I have the life I want to live. I contract out, I do short-term projects, I can take my holiday when I like, I can do what I like, and I don't have all the politics went with the job previously. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just need to decide whether you're going to walk into the tunnel and stay there, or whether you're going to walk through the tunnel to the other side. So what did I learn? I could not change the restructuring happening. I could change my thoughts and beliefs. I could change my responses to the event, the visual images that I was focusing on, which were pretty negative, and the emotions they created, which made me feel ill. I can control my actions as well. And I realized that it's only me that has control over all of these things. So the moral of the story is not to give your personal power to others, but to take your personal power back. And that's what this little workshop is all about. So you see, for every outcome you experience in life is a result of how you've responded to an early event or events in your life. Sometimes you can't help it. But if you don't like the outcomes you're currently getting, there are two basic choices you can make. You can blame the event for your lack of results. You can instead simply change your responses to the event, E plus R, the way things are, until you get the outcome, O, that you want. So it seems sort of fairly simple, but it's something that you need to practice every day. But there are only 3 responses that you have control over, which we saw in the previous slide. One is your behavior. Keep doing the same things, you'll get the same results. And your behavior is about including what you say and how you say it, changing the language. Your thoughts, what you say to yourself, I'm an imposter, I shouldn't be here anyway, therefore I should be made redundant. And your beliefs, both your conscious beliefs and your unconscious beliefs. So a lot of our work in the Canfield community is about changing behavior, changing thoughts, and changing the image you have of yourself, including those images going forward. And that's the long-term end game, if you like, of one of the long courses. So it's your turn now. So we're going to do an exercise now to see where you're not taking 100% responsibility. I was quite offended when I did this the first time, until I discovered I actually wasn't taking responsibility for a lot of things. Then you'll get to see where you can take more responsibility in all areas of your life. And there's more to come. So let's do, you can think of anything you want, but at the minute my focus is on my life and my mental health and my mental well-being. And so if I took another 5% more responsibility than I do now, I could exercise 30 minutes a day. I've got an exercise calendar here so that it makes sure that I do 5 to 6 minutes of something every day. I would only eat fast food 1 time a week. I would meditate more often. I would get more sleep. So for whatever's on your mind right now, it could be job, career, finances, kids, the husband, anything you like. If you were to take 5% more responsibility, what is it you would do? So if you choose to sort of hop over after we've finished and join our life coaching community, there are more resources in there. So you can just give that some thought and make some progress in your life. So the next things you can do is remember that the words you use can have a significant impact on your mindset and consequently your own reality. There are 3 examples of how you can reframe your language for greater success. So the first thing to do, I come across this such a lot, is I can't. Why can't you? If you could, what would that look like? So change it from I can't to choose not to. So instead of saying, I can't attend the event tonight because of work, reframe it as I choose not to attend the work event tonight because I was on a project or the kids swimming. Shifting language actually empowers you by your choice rather than it reminds you that you have control over your decisions and priorities. So another one is, this is a problem. I'm experiencing problems. Why don't you change it to this is a challenge or an opportunity? So when faced with a difficult situation, replace the phrase, this is a problem, with this is a challenge or this is an opportunity. For example, if a project encounters unexpected obstacles, for example, say we have a challenge to overcome here, any ideas about how we might want to do that? So this reframing encourages a solution-based mindset and helps you to see difficulties as opportunities for growth and innovation. So the next and final one is, I should do that, or I could do that. It's kind of middle of the road. It's nowhere at all. So why don't you change I will to I want to? Avoid using the word could and should when talking about your goals or responsibilities. For instance, instead of saying, I should exercise more, say, I will make more time for regular exercise, if that's where you want to take 100% responsibility. Or, I want to prioritize my health by exercising regularly. So using the word should can create a sense of obligation, whilst the word will or want to conveys a sense of commitment and enthusiasm, making it more likely that you'll follow through. I'm not saying it will, but it's on the way to being a more positive outcome. So you can see by reframing your language in these ways, you can shift your perspective, increase your sense of control, and foster a more positive and successful orientated mindset. This in turn can lead to improved decision-making and a greater likelihood of achieving those goals, whatever they are in life. So the next section I want to talk about is a really good one, about understanding yellow alerts. We as individuals have become so conditioned. We need to think that nothing ever just happens to you. It's just like the yellow alerts in the old Star Trek television series. You almost always receive advance warnings in the form of telltale signs, comments from others, gut instincts or intuition. And as a culture, we have largely dismissed all of those things in trying to be more factual about it. Sometimes when you're standing on a beach and you can see the clouds rolling in and they're getting darker and darker, Your gut instinct probably will tell you, hey, it's going to rain, I need to get in somewhere dry. And that's what you'd normally do. So why don't we do that in our life? So these telltale signs, these advanced warnings, these instincts, this intuition, are yellow alerts that alert you to the impending danger and give you time to prevent the unwanted outcome. So you're getting yellow alerts all the time. Just think about the last time you just felt a bit uneasy, or you weren't comfortable in somebody's zone, whatever it happens to be. These are external yellow alerts. He keeps coming home later and later with alcohol on his breath. It's a yellow alert. The client's first payment to me bounced. He screamed at his secretary. His mother warned you. Your friends told you so. So these are all yellow alerts. And then there are the internal yellow alerts, that feeling in your stomach, that inkling you had, that fleeting thought that just maybe this wasn't right, that intuition, that fear, that emerged, that dream that you woke up in the middle of the night, are all yellow alerts. You have external yellow alerts and you have internal yellow alerts. We have a whole language that informs us, clues, inklings, suspicions, the handwriting on the wall. I had a feeling that I could see it coming for a mile. My gut feeling told me. These alerts give you the time to change your response in the E plus R equals O. However, too many of us ignore those yellow alerts because paying attention to them would require them to do something different that is uncomfortable. And change is uncomfortable, but we have to embrace it. It's uncomfortable to confront your spouse about the cigarettes in the ashtray that have lipstick on them. It's uncomfortable to speak up in a staff meeting when you're only the one who feels the proposal plan won't work. It's uncomfortable to tell someone you don't trust them or you don't like them. So you pretend not to see and not to know because it's easier, more convenient, and less uncomfortable. It avoids confrontation, keeps the peace, and protects you from having to take risks. But this is your life. We only live once, and we can make tiny, tiny steps to move forward. So I'd be interested in knowing what your biggest takeaway today was. Drop me a message in our community group. So what I'm going to do in the chat now is to put our community group link in there. Also, there's such a lot of stuff going on in our lives. What I also want you to do is consider having a small exploratory session with me so that you can take a bit of a deeper dive and discuss what it is you'd like to change. So here on this next slide is the link to my community group if you haven't seen it in the chat. This is a free community group where recordings like this are held. We don't publish them on YouTube. It's only available to coaching group members, which is free, as I said. So you can click through to that or come and have an exploratory call with me. So the link is also in the chat. It's also on this slide here. And then we have the full-blown course as well that you can take, which is currently until the end of May at half price. So we just book an exploratory call and I'll tell you more about it. So I hope you got something out of this today. And most people will say that they aren't actually taking 100% responsibility. They do need to make some changes. But you know, if you want to be coached, you have to be ready. And I'm ready. If you're not ready, that's fine. Come into the coaching community, get comfortable, meet and greet other people. You decide when you're ready. When you're ready, I will appear and I will help you to change whatever it is in your life that you want to change. Also to make decisions about, should I do that? Should I write that book? Should I stop writing altogether? Do I need to change my job? What am I going to do now that I've been made redundant? And of course, if you're a student leaving university, what on earth will I do with my degree? Chat with me. I would love to share my thoughts with you. So I've been Leslie Strachan from Leslie Strachan Coaching. You can find me, that's my email address on the screen there. You can catch me on lesliestrachan.com. You can catch me on LinkedIn and YouTube. And the link to my book is there as well. So if you're watching the replay here, thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you in the community, or we will see you on a call, whatever you'd like to do. It's entirely up to you. See you later.